He raised my contract like a victory flag, parading it in front of the entire boardroom as if the moment belonged to him. Then, with a grin that dripped arrogance, he fed it into the shredder. The machine whirred and growled, metal blades chewing through the paper that carried years of my sweat, sacrifice, and vision. His words cut louder than the shredder. This is what your loyalty is worth. The sound of his laugh echoed, bouncing off polished mahogany walls, and the board joined him. Smirks, chuckles, the kind of laughter reserved for executioners after the guillotine falls. But the noise died abruptly when my lawyer slid a sleek black folder across the table. Inside was the untouched original contract, digital seal and all. The air changed. Chairs shifted. Silence spread like smoke. My lawyer's finger tapped one line, his voice cool, surgical, almost cruel. Paragraph 7. Breach of contract results in forfeiture of all 34 patents. Reverting back to the original inventor. The word original hung in the air. My word. My name. My rights. I watched his expression collapse. That smug grin evaporated, replaced with something I'd never seen on his face before, fear. I still remember the first night we met. He was a storm wrapped in silk. Custom suit, perfect tie knot, a smile that promised galaxies. He told me I was a genius. That my inventions would redefine the human experience. He called me a partner, a brother, a visionary equal. He poured expensive whiskey into my glass and painted futures so vivid I could taste them. I was young, hungry, but I shook his hand that night believing I was stepping into history. I didn't realize I was signing away fragments of my soul. The betrayal didn't come with lightning, it dripped, slow, corrosive. Meetings held without me. Credits shuffled in press releases until my name disappeared into the fine print. Patents filed that should have carried my signature but didn't. I confronted him once. He brushed it off, chuckling, calling it clerical errors. I wanted to believe him. I needed to believe him. But errors don't multiply. Theft does. The breaking point? A product launch. Cameras flashing, investors on their feet, the world watching. He walked onto the stage with my invention, my creation, in his hand and declared, I built this. The applause roared like thunder, but I heard nothing. I just sat in the shadows, my chest hollow, the sound of betrayal louder than the cheers. That night I didn't cry, didn't rage. I sat awake, contract in hand, reading until my eyes burned. And then, there it was. Paragraph 7. A clause I had insisted on, buried deep, almost invisible. A safeguard against betrayal. Insurance written in ink. My paranoia had become my salvation. From then on, I played the long game. I collected everything, emails, signatures, forged documents, photographs, recordings. Every slight, every stolen credit, every breach. I let him grow confident. Let him laugh at me in boardrooms, call me obsolete, irrelevant, replaceable. He didn't know the noose was already around his neck, and with every lie, he tightened it himself. So here we were. The boardroom, the shredder, his arrogance. He thought feeding paper into a machine would erase my legacy. He thought destroying a copy of the contract meant victory. But when the original landed in front of him, reality hit harder than any blade that he grabbed it, scanning frantically, eyes darting over the black and white letters, his lips whispering, impossible, impossible. But the words didn't change. They never would. The empire he built on theft, the billions he flaunted, the power he wore like armor, it wasn't his. It never had been. And in that instant, it was all legally mine again. The board shifted like wolves sensing blood. Investors whispered. Loyalties recalculated in real time. His smirk crumbled into a cracked laugh, desperate, hollow. Do you even know what this means? You'll destroy everything we built. I leaned forward, my voice steady, sharper than glass. We? No. Everything I built. You just wore my crown. The vote was unanimous. Control transferred. Every patent, every prototype, every blueprint that carried my fingerprint was restored to me. And him? He was left with nothing. Just the shredded paper at his feet, scraps that mocked him as worthless as his promises. When the boardroom emptied, he stayed slumped in his chair, staring at the shredded strips as if he could tape them back together and undo reality. But contracts aren't paper. They're law. And law doesn't care about arrogance. Do I regret it? Not for a second. He thought tearing paper made him powerful. He thought betrayal made him untouchable. But he forgot the one truth I built my life on. Contracts end. Consequences don't. And paragraph 7? Paragraph 7 was always waiting.